In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the E as in she vowel. This vowel is common to many languages. To make it, the jaw drops just a little bit. The tongue tip stays behind the bottom front teeth. The middle front part of the tongue arches up towards the roof of the mouth, diminishing the space between the tongue and the roof of the mouth. The corners of the lips pull a little wide. E. They're not quite relaxed. Let's see this sound up close and in slow motion. A little jaw drop. Tongue tip down and forward while the top front of the tongue arches towards the roof of the mouth. The corners of the lips pull out. In the word please, the E vowel is stressed. Same position. When stressed, the vowel has the up-down shape of a stressed syllable. E. When unstressed, it's lower and flatter in pitch, quieter and faster. E. This is a very common ending unstressed vowel in American English because of all of the words that end in Y, like the word busy. Let's see this word up close and in slow motion. Jaw drops, top front of tongue arches up, and the corners of the lips pull out. Let's compare the stressed E in please, on top, with the unstressed E in busy, on the bottom. You can see the mouth position for the unstressed E is a little more relaxed. The jaw doesn't drop as much. A more relaxed mouth position for the unstressed version of a vowel or diphthong is very common because they are shorter, so there's less time to make the full mouth position. Stressed E. Need. E. Unstressed. Busy. E. 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 Example words. Repeat with me. Keep. E. Keep. Early. E. Early. Police. E. Police. Coffee. E. Coffee. Meat. E. Meat. Each. E. Each. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to go over how to pronounce the I, as in sit, vowel. This vowel can be a challenge for non-native speakers. The tendency is to replace it with the E vowel. But for the I vowel, the jaw drops more, so the tongue isn't as close to the roof of the mouth. Let's study the mouth position. There's a relaxed jaw drop. The tip of the tongue stays forward, lightly touching the back of the bottom front teeth. The top front part of the tongue arches up towards the roof of the mouth. Let's see this vowel up close and in slow motion. Relaxed jaw drop. Tongue tip forward. Top front part of the tongue arches up towards the roof of the mouth. This vowel is stressed in the word fix. Same mouth position. When this vowel is in a stressed word or syllable, like fix, it has an up-down shape. I, fix, I. When it's in an unstressed syllable, it will be flatter and lower in pitch, quieter. I, I. It's unstressed in the word office. I. Let's take a look. The mouth position is the same, but a little more relaxed. Let's compare the stressed I in fix, on top, to the unstressed I in office. Notice that the jaw is more dropped for the stressed syllable. For the unstressed I, the jaw is less dropped. This is typical. Unstressed vowels are shorter, so there isn't as much time to make the full mouth position. Stressed I, fix, I. Unstressed I, office, I, 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 I. Example words. Repeat with me. Which, I, which. Instead, I, instead. Begin, I, begin. Divorce, I, divorce. Busy, I, busy. Print, I, print. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. The as in bird vowel is interesting and weird because it's the same as the R consonant. The R consonant can be a little different depending on if it's at the beginning, middle, or end of a word, but this vowel is just like the R in the middle or end of a word. Let's explore this. Let's take the word bird. We have 4 letters. It looks like consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. That's 4 sounds. I'm going to say it slowly. Bird. Okay, I'm going to say it again. Let's keep track of how many sounds there are. B, d. 3. So we have the beginning B consonant. Then we have the R sound in the middle, then the D. So what happened to the vowel? The vowel is the R sound is the vowel. This vowel is just the R. Sometimes I call it the R vowel, That is the vowel and the R consonant. This vowel is always followed by the R consonant, but it's just one sound, made with the front of the tongue pulled back and up. This is good news. It simplifies a lot of words that may have intimidated you before. Let's look at some of them. Earth. The word has just 2 sounds, the R vowel consonant and the TH. Earth. Earth. Notice how my jaw doesn't need to do a big drop. Earth. I don't need to make a big change. The tip of the tongue goes from being pulled back and up for the R to coming between the teeth for the TH. Earth. It's actually a simple and small movement. Earth. The word girl. Yikes! So many people think this word is incredibly hard. All right, let's simplify it. We have the G sound and the R sound. Grr. What other words start with the G sound and the R sound? What about gray? Most people don't have a very hard time with the GR consonant cluster. Gray. Let's slow that word down. Gray. Grr. Stop. Do that again. Hold out the word, but don't finish it. Grr. Okay, so that's it. That's your G sound and that's your R sound. Grr. Grr. Girl. The dark L is a tricky sound. You may have already studied it in this academy. The dark L is made with the back part of the tongue. Front of the tongue stays down. Back of the tongue presses down and pulls back a little bit. Ol, ol, ol. Grr, like in gray. Grr, ol. You don't need to bring your tongue tip up for the L. Just make the dark sound. Ol. So there are 3 sounds. G, R, dark. Girl. 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 There you have it, simpler than you thought. Let's do one more word. World. What? No! That's the hardest word. It doesn't have to be. Let's try to simplify it. We have the W sound, the R vowel consonant, the dark L, and the D. W, w. Most people are okay with that sound. Lips form a tight circle, w, w. And we have this voiced component down here, w, w. Vocal cords vibrate and we open into the next sound. Whir, whir. Lips relax, the circle isn't as tight. Whir. Now, the dark sound. Ul. Ul. We just did the dark sound after in girl. Ul. Ul. Old. So to end, the tongue flaps against the roof of the mouth for the D. D. Old. Let's just do the first half. Were. Just like this word. Were. Now let's do the dark sound and the D. Old. Were old. And now connect them. World. We did it. So the vowel is the R consonant as a vowel. It's one less sound that you need to worry about. I love that about it. It simplifies things. One thing to watch for, jaw drop. Watch this word. Earth. There's not much jaw drop. My jaw is relaxed. It's hanging a little bit. But it's not really dropping. So make sure yours doesn't either. Simple. The vowel is your new favorite vowel. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to make the as in bird sound. I sometimes say this is the vowel version of the R consonant. It's always followed by R. And there's no distinction between the sounds in American English. This sound will always be written with two different International Phonetic Alphabet, or IPA, symbols, but will be pronounced just one sound. Bird. To make this sound, the corners of the lips come in, pushing the lips away from the face. The middle part of the tongue lifts towards the roof of the mouth in the middle. The front of the tongue hangs down, but it's drawn back a bit, so it's not touching anything. As the tongue lifts in the middle, it may be close to the roof of the mouth without touching it, or it may touch the sides of the roof of the mouth or the insides or bottom of the top teeth, here. This, along with the R consonant, is one of the hardest sounds to make in American English. It's especially hard because the lip position hides the tongue position. Let's take a look. From the side, we can't even see the tongue. The front view doesn't help much either. This is because the tongue goes back, but the lips flare forward. Here's the word hurt. Watch the tongue pull back and up. Before coming forward for the T. In a stressed syllable, the vowel curves up, then down. Hurt. In an unstressed syllable, it's lower in pitch, as well as quieter and quicker. Er. The vowel is unstressed in the word research. Let's look at this word up close and in slow motion. The lips flare, but the jaw doesn't drop as much. Let's compare the stressed in hurt on the top with the unstressed vowel in research on the bottom. The lips flare for both, but in this case, there was much more jaw drop for the stressed version of this vowel. This is typical. Unstressed vowels are shorter, so there isn't as much time to make the full mouth position. The vowel, stressed, hurt, unstressed, research, Example words. Repeat with me. Earth, earth. Search, search. Circle, circle. 13, 13. Return, return. Outburst, outburst. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. Now you're going to start learning some diphthongs. A diphthong is two vowel sounds put together within one syllable. O, ow, a. Because we have two sounds, there has to be a movement, a change, a beginning position for the first sound and an ending position for the second sound. Focus on the change as you study these diphthongs. One mistake that some students make is not changing anything. Well, then it's not a diphthong, it's just one sound. Let's take, for example, the O as in no diphthong. O. The jaw drops more for the first sound, oh, and less for the second sound. The lips round more for the second sound, oh. So these two changes are what you're going to want to focus on. And it might help you in the beginning to exaggerate the movements. Oh. And definitely slow them down. Slow down the transition. Oh, oh, oh. Always slow things down when you're getting them into the body. Oh, oh. As you speed up, continue to focus on the change. Oh, oh, oh. Here I'm focused on the change in jaw drop. Oh, oh, oh. Or you can focus on the lip rounding. So slow it down, feel the change, get to know the movement, watch yourself in a mirror. Then speed it up, but don't lose the movement. That's the change in the sound. That's what makes it a diphthong. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the O as in no diphthong. Diphthongs are a combination of two sounds. They have a starting position and an ending position. The jaw drops for the beginning position. Tongue shifts back a little bit. The lips may start relaxed or may start rounding right from the beginning. After dropping the jaw, immediately start moving into the ending position. The lips round and the back part of the tongue stretches up. Focus on the movement of the jaw and the lip rounding. Let's see this sound up close and in slow motion. Jaw drop for the first position and rounded lips for the second. The word slow. Notice how the lips are not relaxed in the first position of this diphthong with the jaw drop. They're flared, which does not affect the sound as they prepare to round for the ending position. Rounded lips. In a stressed syllable, the O diphthong curves up, then down. Slow. O. In an unstressed syllable, it's lower and flatter in pitch, as well as quieter and quicker. O. The diphthong is unstressed in the word okay. O. Let's take a look at the word okay. The jaw drops, but not quite as much as it did on the stressed syllable of slow. The lips begin to round for the transition into the ending position. The lips round, but not quite as much as for the stressed O in slow. Here we compare the first position of the stressed O on top with the unstressed version on the bottom. Less jaw drop for the unstressed version. And here, the second position. You can see that for the stressed O on top, the lips round more than they do in the unstressed version. Generally, the unstressed version of a vowel or diphthong is more relaxed and often doesn't take the full mouth position. In this case, less jaw drop and less lip rounding. This is because we don't take as much time for unstressed syllables. They're shorter, so we simplify the mouth movements. The O diphthong, stressed. Slow. O. Unstressed. Okay. O. 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 Example words. Repeat with me. Alone. Oh. Alone. Tomorrow. Oh. Tomorrow. Home. Oh. Home. Window. Oh. Window. Phone. Oh. Phone. Social. Oh. Social. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. Here we're going to talk about the oo vowel and really the u diphthong. As you learned in the video on the oo vowel, oo isn't just oo. It's not quite pure. There's a little bit of movement into the tongue position and out of the tongue position. This is important. If you don't remember that video or you don't know what I'm talking about, do go back and watch that. The u diphthong is the same way. It doesn't have a pure oo in it. Let's just look at the word you, which is simply the u diphthong, no other sounds. I'm going to say it really slowly. Okay, now I'm going to do it again, but I'm going to stop and talk about the parts. Y, the Y sound. My throat closes off a little bit in the back with the back of the tongue as the vocal cords vibrate. Now the next sound, it's that I sound that's part of the oo vowel, the coming into the mouth position of that vowel. The lips don't round yet. The back of the tongue has relaxed. And now finally the lips round and the back of the tongue lifts again. So you want that relaxation for the I-like sound in this diphthong. Otherwise, we have a pure oo in the diphthong, and that does not sound correct. The I before rounding the lips. The difference between this diphthong and the oo vowel is the Y. And I find the Y sound hard to describe. First, let me do a few minimal pairs so you can hear the difference. Oo, you, ku, q, fu, few, who, hue. Can you hear the difference? The Y sound involves this sound in the throat, which you'll learn about in the next video. Who, you, who, hue. One of the things I find interesting about English is, if you look at several different resources, you will find different opinions on how many diphthong sounds there are. This is one of the diphthong sounds that some people will say is a diphthong and others will say isn't a diphthong. And of course, I've chosen to classify it as a diphthong. As you'll see in the following audio, it's a combination that occurs frequently in both stressed and unstressed syllables. However, the Y sound is not a vowel sound. It is a consonant sound, but here I feel like it's acting as a vowel. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the oo as in boo vowel. This sound is a little different from all of the other vowel sounds. Other vowel sounds have one mouth position. E, for example. And it's the position of the tongue, lips, and jaw that make the sound. For this vowel, the movement into and out of the position is just as important as the position itself. Ooh. We'll talk about that in a second. First, let's take a look at the mouth position. To make this sound, the back part of the tongue stretches up towards the soft palate. The front part of the tongue remains down, lightly touching or just behind the bottom front teeth. bottom front teeth. I'm sure you can see the lips round a lot. We want to begin this sound with lips that are more relaxed to move into this tighter lip position. Let's take the word do as an example. The lip position doesn't matter for the D sound. The lips can start moving into the position for the next sound when making the D, like in the consonant cluster, drop. Did you see how my lips were already forming the R when I made the D? Drop. So what happens when we make the lip position for oo as we make the D sound? Do, do. That's not the right sound. Do, do. To make the right American oo sound, the lips have to start out, more relaxed, and then come into this tight circle. This transition into position for the sound is just as important as the position itself. Let's see up close and in slow motion. Lips start in a bigger flare, more relaxed, before moving into the tighter circle. Look at how much the corners of the lips come in for this sound. Now let's take a look at the word do. Remember, we don't want to start with the lips in a tight circle, but in a more relaxed position, so they can move into the tight circle. Then lips move from the flare into the tighter circle. It might help to think of this sound as ew, starting with a more relaxed lip position. Ew. In a stressed syllable, you have an up-down shape in the voice. Ooh, ooh. In an unstressed syllable, the pitch will be flatter and lower, and it will be quieter and quicker. Ooh, ooh. The oo vowel is unstressed in the word visual. Ooh. Let's take a look up close and in slow motion. Often, unstressed vowels have a more relaxed lip position. Notice that for the oo vowel, the lips do still come into a tight circle. The oo vowel stressed, do, ooh. The oo vowel unstressed, visual, ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Example words. Repeat with me. Blue, ooh, blue. Issue, ooh, issue. Suit, ooh, suit. Move, ooh, move. Influence, ooh, influence. Two, ooh, two. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the U as in few diphthong. Diphthongs are a combination of two sounds. They have a starting position and an ending position. The first sound is the Y consonant. Diphthongs are normally made up of two vowel sounds, but in this case, the Y consonant is acting as a vowel. For example, in the word music, the Y sound goes with the U vowel to make a diphthong, rather than with the M consonant to make a consonant cluster. Music. To make the Y sound, the jaw drops a little bit. The lips may be relaxed, or they may begin rounding for the ending position. The tongue tip is down, lightly touching the back of the bottom front teeth. The mid-front part of the tongue lifts and touches the roof of the mouth about here. It pushes forward against the roof of the mouth before pulling away. As we move the tongue on the roof of the mouth, we close the vocal cords to get this sound, which we add to the sound y. Y. We release it the same time we release the tongue. To transition into the next sound, we release right into the position of the U as in boo vowel. The tongue tip doesn't need to move. It remains touching the back of the bottom front teeth. The back part of the tongue lifts towards the soft palate. The lips round. Let's study a word with this sound, use. Jaw drops just a little bit as the tongue lifts and presses forward against the roof of the mouth. The lips flare in preparation for the rounding at the end of the diphthong. Tongue releases, lifts in the back, and the lips round. In a stressed syllable, the U diphthong curves up, then down. Use. U. In an unstressed syllable, it's lower and flatter in pitch, as well as quieter and quicker. U. U. The diphthong is unstressed in the word interview. U. Let's take a look at the word interview. A little bit of lip rounding in the first position of the diphthong, but in the ending position, the lip rounding is subtle, not like in a stressed U diphthong. Let's compare the ending position of the stressed U diphthong above with the unstressed diphthong below. In the stressed version, the lips round much more. Generally, the unstressed version of a vowel or diphthong is more relaxed and doesn't take the full mouth position. In this case, less lip rounding. This is because we don't take as much time for unstressed syllables. They're shorter, so we simplify the mouth movements. U stressed. Use. U. Unstressed. Interview. U. 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 Example words. Repeat with me. Music. U. Music. Continue. U. Continue. Review. U. Review. Unite. U. Unite. Union. U. Union. Future. U. Future. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. The schwa is an important vowel in American English. It's the only vowel that has its own name. You know the a vowel. I call it the a as in bat vowel. I came up with that name to reference it in my materials. But the schwa was already named. It's special. It's got its own name. The schwa. In the next video, the video that goes over how to make this sound, you're going to learn about what it should look like, how to make this sound, and you're going to learn about something called syllabic consonants. But I want to take a second to talk about how other sounds change to the schwa. This is something that I'm going to be making a lot more content on in the future as we study words that reduce. In American English, lots of sounds change in function words. Those are unstressed words in English, function words. Unstressed words often drop a sound or change a sound, and this is called a reduction. And when a vowel reduces, it reduces to the schwa. So the schwa is a sound in its own right. It's part of the official pronunciation of lots of words, like about. But it's also a sound that other sounds change to when they're being shortened. For example, the word to. This word has the oo as in boo vowel, but almost always it's pronounced with the schwa in conversational English. To. 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 Why do we pronounce it this way? Because we want these function words to be really short and leaving out the full vowel, reducing to the schwa, which has a simpler mouth position that can be said more quickly, allows us to do that. So it's an important sound that will come up over and over as you study stress and reductions in American English. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the schwa vowel sound. This vowel is always unstressed. The mouth position is a lot like the as in butter vowel, but that vowel can be and usually is stressed. But just like that vowel, everything in your lips, jaw, and neck should be relaxed for this sound. Just slightly drop your jaw to make this sound. The trick is to keep everything else relaxed. Let's look at the vowel up close and in slow motion. It's possible to make this sound on its own with just the slightest jaw drop, but in actual words you will likely see a bit more jaw drop, like here on the word sofa. Lips relaxed, cheeks relaxed, tongue forward and relaxed. As I said, this vowel can only be in an unstressed syllable. All other vowel and diphthong sounds can either be stressed or unstressed. So the schwa will always be really fast and low in pitch. Sofa. Ability. The schwa goes with the syllabic consonants L, M, N, and R. That means when you have a syllable with a schwa followed by one of these consonants, you don't need to make the schwa. it gets absorbed by the next sound. For example, the word father, there. Just go from the TH sound right into the R sound without trying to make a separate schwa. Father, there. The schwa, always unstressed. Sofa. Ability. Example words. Repeat with me. Allow. Allow. Extra. Extra. Data. Data. Again. Again. Visa. Visa. About. About. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. In this American English pronunciation video, we're going to learn how to pronounce the as in push vowel. To make this sound, the corners of the lips come in a little so the lips flare away from the face. The back of the tongue lifts towards the back of the roof of the mouth. The front of the tongue remains down, but it might be pulled slightly back so it's not quite touching the back of the bottom front teeth. Let's look at this sound up close and in slow motion. The lips flare and the tongue inside the mouth is a little darker than on other vowels because the tongue is pulled back. Here's the word took. The corners of the mouth come in to flare the lips. The back of the tongue lifts and the front pulls back a little. In a stressed syllable, the vowel curves up, then down. Took. In an unstressed syllable, it's lower and flatter in pitch, as well as quieter and quicker. The vowel is unstressed in the word goodbye. Let's look at this word up close and in slow motion. Again, the lips flare and the tongue lifts in the back, pulling back the front of the tongue. Let's compare the stressed version on top with the unstressed version on the bottom. Notice the lips flare a little less for the unstressed vowel, hiding the bottom teeth. Generally, the unstressed version of a vowel or diphthong is more relaxed and doesn't take the full mouth position. In this case, a little less lip flare and possibly less jaw drop. This is because unstressed syllables are shorter, so we don't take the time to make the full mouth position. The stressed took, unstressed, goodbye, Example words. Repeat with me. Could, could. Book, book. Firewood, firewood. Sugar, sugar. Childhood, childhood. Woman, woman. I hope this video helps you understand this sound. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English. All three diphthongs in this chapter end in the same sound. That is the I as in sit vowel. But I always say with diphthongs that are made up of two vowels, that the vowels in the diphthong are not the same as they are on their own as a vowel. They're not as pure. This is true of the I vowel in these diphthongs.